Hi everyone, today's Friday, December the 8th, and my name is Anne-Marie Band. This is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We have non-farm payrolls today coming up in about 25 minutes, and next week we've got the FOMC meeting as well as some decisions from some major central banks. And so, although the NFP number might move us in some direction, we still have next week. And we could have a fairly big catalyst today that could continue into next week. The question is bad news going to be good news? Or is good news going to be good news? Or good news going to be bad news? I really do not know. So let's take a quick look at the levels. Here is my suspicion that above 459, we have ourselves a breakaway formation. And remember, we are sitting in a space where there are a lot of people thinking that price action is going to be something that traders will continually try to short as they move up, because there are a lot of people that really feel some things are very broken on the inside of these markets. So far, price action has been moving upward and steady, and a lot of people are banking on the fact that interest rates will come down in a very specific and meaningful manner. But today, as we look at things above 459, we're going to see the next area. We'd have to go, well, let's go over here to the monthlies, and we're going to see there's our 459. We'll be climbing up this candle formation all the way up to the top here. Right, so we are looking at, what's that open, 476.30, right? And that's where we will walk our way to, okay? So that being said, if per happenstance it moves in the other direction, we're caught in a buy the dip formation. And that buy the dip formation really, it could be very dippy, somewhere into the 450 area. But it could hold at 455. I'm going to be very light on motion right now. I'm going to do a lot of administrative things, trying to work with our current positions, make them easier for us to see. And I'm going to be working on that, as well as, prepping for the boot camp that we have tomorrow. I'm going to go over these double butterflies and things like that we often participate in. But for today, you can see sideways pressure. I would not run on in and jump in, but I will say this. You get down to the edges here, you can buy calls, get to the edge here, and if it rotates backwards, then you can buy puts, but always into support because we are in a very bullish formation. Let's look at the Qs. They've been recovering fairly well. Right, we've got ourselves a pretty good number of, I can't edit this alert in any meaningful way. Yeah, I don't even know why they say edit, because the edit function doesn't work. So what we want to do is create an alert here, but we want that sensitivity to be much tighter in the event that this moves in the right way. And just really watch the edges, folks. You really need to just watch the edges. Dips are buy zones, and look for the heavy congestion here and get yourself a position. You can see that probability sits on the side of you getting the long down here with everything else moving up, right? You just don't want to jump in too early, and that's the big thing. Levels are noted from before. I think, volatility has not spiked in any kind of dramatic way. And so I'm not really sure what folks are looking at in terms of seeing how much motion. There are a fair bit of folks talking about it being a lot of motion, but the VIX is not really up. The only thing that's up that's significant, I think, is maybe gold, and that is, I think, geopolitical risk that is leaking into the space. 45.80 is where we sit right now. We're sort of leaking a little bit, but price action should easily find the support zones, right? We've got 45.50, and then from there, we can see another bounce pass, right? If it loses this ledge Get out of the way and don't try to bottom pick. Wait for it to stabilize and then go. The market is not going to run away. It's not. There's too much stuff next week going on for people to position in with big money and hold steady. It just is not. They're not going to get in front of that number close to the end of the year. They're not going to get in front of that news. So this is my suspicion in any case. All right. So I'm going to remove this alert, but I'm going to reset it. And I'm going to make it much tighter. We're going to leave it on touch, right? We just want to know when it touches, and that's going to be a great space for us to look back and go, all right, let's see if it's holding. If it's holding in that zone, then we know we can try along, right? And remember, you can always use a micro. If you're trading the ES, you can use a micro to tell you what might be going on in the grand scheme of things if you want to be bottom picking, right? Just don't go in there and hang on. It's not the right thing to do. Okay, lastly, we're going to take, well, no, maybe not lastly. We're going to take a look at the Qs next. Remember, what do? We look at the candles to the left, 2 candles to the left. Are we above the close of yesterday? We are not. The moment we slip above there, we are going to be back in bullish territory because this whole formation is generally bullish. If we fade, we have 2 fade points. We have a fade point here at about 15,890. That was a great place to buy yesterday on the move up. And we also have 15,790, right? Almost 100 points below. Yesterday was a beast of a day, and it was incredibly volatile, moving back and forth. But, you know, it's still managed by the dip, right? We are looking at these by the dip formations. So that being said, these are the key levels we watch. We always start from the day. We look for heavy congestion, heavy support, resistance that turns into support, and that is where we begin to execute our trades. All right, I actually think I'm going to put an alert here also, but I want it to be small, touch, and we're in good shape. All right, watch it out. We'll see how it goes there. Let's take a look at what happened to oil. You know, I think 69 is a big number for now. And we are holding it. Look at the double bottom. The double bottoming formation. Listen, if something breaks the low of a prior area, yes, you want to be concerned. But if it bounces and holds the zone on the next pullback, you've got yourself a buy zone, right? And so that is very, very important. So we're going to be looking at that line here. Why can't I create an alert here? It's bizarre. Oopsie. Let's go to the day. See if it'll let me do there. Nope. Let me remove it and then replace it. Remove. Let's put another one on there. 69.30. Create an alert. All right. And where do we think they're going? I think we're going to 72, right? It seems very reasonable to me that the price action goes to 72 here. So let's watch that. Put it in 20 cents, you know, $10 every penny. So it's quite meaningful if it moves like that. All right. And then above there, it's 73. And then we have the dollar increment, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, all the way to 80. And that's really what I'm thinking. However, I suspect that we're going to stay down here. Now, if the jobs number is big, that might get a boost. But again, we're going into 72 is my suspicion. All right. For gold, heavens, I have no idea if this is the right contract, but it looks to be. And so what are the traders doing? Buying the pullback. This is geopolitical risk. Look at the fade off of this level, though. I think it comes back into old resistance, new support, and that number is 1988. So actually, let's put it at the 2000 level. That seems a little bit more reasonable. And we will create an alert here. Oh, but we cannot. How about if we create it here? Nope, won't let us. So look at all the gaps up. Oh, gaps up, you got to be super careful, folks. You really got to be careful with those. Sorry about my throaty voice here. I don't know what's going on with it. The weather, maybe. All right. Buy zone up above 2038, but you want to be a wee bit careful here, right? A lot of sellers. This is a big sloshy bit, right? So are we making higher lows? Yes. Are we sort of stabilizing below these highs? Yes. So the moment that we break out through them, it should run, right? Especially since we have the higher lows sitting underneath. And that's what I suspect. All right. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you on Monday. Some of us will be together over the weekend at the Benzinga Bootcamp. Take care, everybody. See you soon.